everybody, Corey from my Broke What Garage. What are we working on today? We're trying to get the C10 out of the shop. I'm gonna roll it out so I can pressure wash the engine bay. And as you can see behind me, 3 days of driving the Mini, it's already gone down again. The throttle position sensor decided to leave the chat, and it's integrated into the throttle body. So you have to replace the whole throttle body. And the only way you can replace the throttle body is pull the intake off the car. So, yeah. I mean, it was running great. That thing, I love the car, but it'd been sitting for a while. So I think that's what happens after a car's been sitting for a while. But this video is going to precede several clips that I've had on the phone from when I started pulling the transmission out of the truck and when I pulled the engine out of the truck. So it's kind of going to look discombobulated, but I just wanted to get some C10 content out. And after that plays, hopefully I'll have this out and have some more stuff to throw on top of it. So enjoy. Hey everybody, it's Corey from my Broke What Garage. And what are we doing today? Well, I'm just gonna have to turn around and show you what's going on. So I'll go ahead and warn you, this looks super sketchy, and it really is. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Now before you comment, don't try this at home. I am not a professional. I'm not even an amateur. But hey, I had to get this thing up because what we're doing on this episode is the SM465 transmission's got to go and the T5 is going in so I can get the drive shaft shortened, and then I have to cut the new hole in the transmission tunnel for the shifter so I can put my new carpet and everything in and the interior can be done. So let's get back to getting this thing up in the air so we can work somewhat comfortably under it. Maybe one day I'll get YouTube famous and I can get a bigger shop and get a lift where I won't have to climb under these things and bench press transmissions anymore. All right, let's get back at it. All right, I think this is going to be plenty of room to be able to get that bell housing and everything, just slide it all out once it gets the transmission out. So I am not going to try to put the rear end on those other set of cradles I've made. So I think we're good to go to start pulling the transmission. Well, now that I got some lights on up under here, it is easy to notice that we have got some serious leaks. I'm thinking that rear main is probably bad on the inline 6, but as far as the transmission goes, I don't care anyway because it's going. And I got new seals on the T5, so it's good. So I do have a new clutch, flywheel, all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna see how bad this flywheel looks when I pull the transmission and stuff out. Because to use the T5, it's a 14 spline. I had to get a clutch kit from a 85 Astro van because I did not feel like taking the T5 apart to put in a 10 spline input shaft. So it's cheaper and easier just to buy the clutch that fit the transmission instead of the input shaft that fits the clutch. So let's start pulling some bolts out and see what I know this cross member here has got to completely go. And I had added a secondary cross member in aftermarket because I knew I was going to do a T5 swap. So that T5 is going to bolt straight to this one. Even already have a polyurethane mount and everything in. So yeah, let's get some bolts out of here and see how bad it's going to be to get it out of here. Yeah, I probably should have videoed a good bit of this, but here's where I've gotten to so far. I had to take the exhaust off, starter out. I've started pulling the bell housing bolts out because you can't get to the bell housing bolts to just unbolt the transmission from it. So I think I'm at a good stopping point today. I'm going to give up and get back at it later, but it'll be out pretty soon. Well, I probably should have videoed more, but I was more worried about getting this thing out of here in a hurry because I got some other stuff to do. But as you can see, it is clearly out of the truck now. So next up, we're going to be putting the T5 in. Going to have to set the spacing on the hydraulic throwout bearing, and then go from there. So yeah, this was a task today. I'm glad I didn't get hurt today. Like yesterday when the exhaust fell in my face, busted my eye open and sliced my finger open and all kinds of good stuff. All right, let's get back at it. You talk about changing the look of an interior. Man, that carpet. Woo. I've been dying to put this carpet in for the longest. But got my other shifter hole drilled out. I got the original one patched up. I just don't want to cut a hole in this carpet yet. So, but man, does that look good. Gotta get back, putting this interior back together. Hey everybody, Corey from My Brook Watt Garage, and as you can tell, we've got the hood off the C10, so we are going to pull the engine because when I was doing the transmission swap, I found that the rear seal was blown out and just throwing oil everywhere. So, got to pull it out and reseal it. So, let's get started. Well, what had happened is I planned on videoing pulling this whole engine out, but the battery on my phone went dead, so I had to just keep working. What did you miss? Well, for starters, the truck is so low, the engine hoist would not roll under it, so I had to put the truck on a 4x4 with blocks, and then we got the engine out. That thing is super crusty. Now I just got to clear a stand out so I can get it on the stand, get it cleaned up, and get it resealed. But I need to put the steering shaft column back in and roll this thing outside and do some pressure washing because it is super crusty in here. And while this thing is outside, I need to roll the Mini Cooper in here and fix that stupid oil leak so I can actually drive the car. But man, I'm not used to it's one of my favorite lines, Fast and Furious. We got no engines, do we, Ted? Yeah. I wonder if I should paint up under. I'm going to paint the truck like a turquoise color. I wonder if I should leave the engine bay black. Anybody got any suggestions or comments? Throw them down in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking. Alright, let's get back at it, get this engine on a stand and get it cleaned up and try to get it resealed. Let's get back at it. Well, look what's outside now. I have to give a shout out to my best friend Eric, who came over here and helped me get this thing out and get all those gigantic sheets of MDF out of the bed of this thing and take the hood off the roof. But it is outside now, so I can pressure wash. I may go ahead and throw the tailgate and stuff back on it while it's out here. I got that was in the bed too. I got to put all this crap up. But man, it's weird seeing it outside and not in there. I actually have space to do stuff right now, which I'm going to be using this space. Pull the engine over here, put it on a stand, and re-gasket the thing. And of course, I'm going to be finish building sub boxes for the truck. For the C28, you can see it back there. It's hiding. The C28, and making a sub box with a little Mini over here too. So, yeah, this is why I pushed it out. We got to clean this nasty. Well, I mean that's just got dust from where it's been sitting. But yeah, it's nasty right there on that cross member. We're gonna get all that cleaned up. So let's get back organizing some stuff real quick. And I'll bring you back in a little bit. If you were wondering how hot it was in Alabama, it's pretty hot today. Man, I think it's the heat index. I think it's 101 or something right now. I don't know, but it's warm. I will say it is warm. Well, look what I finally got on the engine stand. Yeah. Got the oil drained, and I'm fixing to start taking stuff apart. Then we're gonna get it all cleaned up, and then we're gonna reseal it. We're gonna check some stuff while we're in there. Sometimes it had a little pesky lifter tick. So, I mean, if it's got bad lifters, I got brand new lifters and all kinds of stuff on the shelf over here. So, let's tear into it and see what we find. So, apparently, I've had an exhaust leak on the manifold in this thing for a little bit. Anyway, let's finish getting to tear this thing down. Okay, I got a few more things off. I got the motor mounts off. I think this is a good stopping point for the day. It is so, as you hear the fan blowing, it is so hot in here. And I slapped the chrome valve cover that was on it back on because it still has a gasket. So when I go to start pressure washing this block, they're going to have my work cut out for me on this one. Like I said, it looks like it's been had an exhaust leak forever. And of course, the rear main seal has been leaking like crazy. So, but yeah, I think this is a good point to stop on this and actually finish up this video, since it's several things thrown into one big hodgepodge. So the next video we can actually start off. We're going to get out there and start pressure washing the engine bay, and then we're going to roll this out at the same time and pressure wash this. So I think that's what's going to be next. Hopefully all the parts show up for the Mini within the next couple of days so I can start driving that thing again. I still got to fix the free candy van. There's just so much to do and not enough time to do it. But I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share. And like I said, if there's anything you want to see, just please comment below and let me know. This is Cord from I Broke What Garage, and we'll see you next time.